Hello again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of the Olafus brand, a 2-pack 60 watt red, green, and blue LED floodlights. These are colorful floodlights with included remote controls. They're all IP66 waterproof. They're dimmable and color changing. You could use this for parties, indoors, for lighting up the side of your house, trees, gardens, waterfalls, whatever you want to use to light up a beautiful multicolored LED light. Unit comes with a nice instruction manual that helps you to understand all the controls. These have a wattage of 60 watts. We're going to measure the power that they consume, and we're going to show how bright they are. It has a cord length of 3.28 feet with 3-prong grounded plug for safety, and that's a US plug on there, 115 volts. Now the IP66 rating says that you could shoot powerful jets 12.5 billion diameter in any direction and water won't get into this. I have a slide showing that. It has a tempered glass and aluminum housing for thermal conductivity, and we're going to measure the thermal conductivity of this to show how well it works. It has 16 colors and 4 different modes of operation. You could choose from 16 different colors in those 4 modes. It's flash, fade, smooth, strobe, and you even have the color white if you want. The remote control that has memory, so that whatever you had set on and you powered back up, it will remember that setting that you had, which is nice. So because these have IP66 rating, you can put them in your yard. And if they're about rain, you just can't submerge them in water, but you can leave them outdoors. Here's a little sensor right there, and that's what's going to communicate with the remote right there. The remote has a plastic piece you have to remove. I colored it red so we can see it. So we're going to remove that right now on both remotes. Make sure you remove that plastic. The battery is replaceable. If you start seeing the range going down, just replace the battery. And it is a CR2025, which is readily available. So if you have to change the battery, it's a CR2025, as I mentioned, and there's directions on the back there. There's a little tab that you push in with your fingernail, and then you're able to pull the battery out. The positive of the battery goes towards the silver label right there, and the negative goes towards the front. So you put the new battery in, then you just close it just like that. I'd recommend that if you're not using the unit for a while, that you keep the plastic piece that it came with and you put it on the contact in there so that you don't discharge the battery without using it. And the company has their contact information right on the back of the remote, and that's a good sign. They want to give you good customer service. These are 9.4 inches by 6.3, and when you use them, you want to make sure that the object is about 1 meter or 3 feet away, just so that it gets the right illumination and gets the right cooling on the unit itself. There is a tag on here that says, for the first time, keep the power on for 1 to 5 seconds before you start working the remotes. We're going to actually test that. Now on the sides of these units, there is a large cooling aluminum side here, and that's what increases the surface area so that this can actually cool down. And then there is a 4.7 millimeter hex nut, and you can get these anywhere. You could use this to loosen this so that you could put this in any position you want when you mount it in your yard. So then you could open this up, and it has a very nice mounting bracket, and you could change the angle and then lock it in place just like that. Now these have a very long lifespan, and the reason they have a long lifespan is because they're LED, and the heat that comes off them, some of it will go forward out in the atmosphere, and the others will go back to that aluminum heatsink. And we're going to measure that so that we can see. But these are going to get 50,000 hour lifespan, so they're basically going to last many, many years. Even if you use them 4 or 5 hours a day, they're going to last probably 15, 20 years. So here I have the studio lights off, and I'm going to turn on, and you can see it's illuminating my whole basement right here. And this is just one of the lights, and it's on white, so it's very, very bright. So when you first power them up, I want to point out that it goes to white and it's very bright. I can't point it into the camera, and the remote will control both of them. So you only need one remote to control both of them, or you can individually control each one of them like that, or both of them. So the remote control either one of them. So it comes on by default, and it's a very bright white light. Now let's take a look at some of the functions of the remote right here. Put an extra light on there. So obviously you have off and you have on, and then you have brightness up and brightness down. So you can step the brightness down or step the brightness up, just like that. Very simple. Then you have your different colors. So I can put red on, green, blue. Those are the primary colors it has. Then it has all these other colors, orange, and it's a blend of everything. Blue, different type of blue. There's a cool purple, another different blue, different type of orange. So you have all these choices of all these solid colors, even yellow. And it looks really beautiful. I'm seeing it lighting up my whole theater wall over here to my right. And so you have the white right there, what it defaults to. So that's kind of neat. I got the flashlight on here so you could see. And then you can see that you have a flash. And let's see what that does. So it's cycling through all the colors. Then there's a smooth one. Let's see what that does. That's probably gonna even transition more slowly through the colors. So flash would be the one that you might want to use for indoor parties, because it gives that strobe effect as it's changing the colors. Looks really nice. Now you can dim down and still keep the mode going. So it's still in that flashing mode, but you have the choice of dimming it down. And of course you can turn that off. If you turn it back on, it's going to remember the brightness and the mode that it was in from the last time you used it. So let's look at some thermal properties here. As I put my hand here, I feel just a slight amount of warmth. So let's take a look here. Let's measure the temperature right there in the front. And you see it's 76 degrees. And that's really cool when you think about it. I've had this running for about 15 minutes. So that's showing that the heat is being dissipated. And where it's being dissipated is to the back of the unit. And you can see that's at 100 degrees. And what that's doing, it's taking the heat from those LEDs and it's dissipating them using that aluminum heatsink right there. So that's a good thing. That's what's going to give you that 50,000 hours lifespan. So here I have a kilowatt meter, and I have it set to watts, and I have it on one of the ones, the light on the left right here, and you can see it's only drawing 44 watts of energy. So you don't have to worry about your electric bill being high. That's a very low amount of wattage being drawn to make this huge amount of light. So what do I think about the Olafus brand, their 2-pack 60-watt red, green, blue LED floodlights? This is a great value. They look attractive. They, as I demonstrated, they thermally cool themselves down. They have the included remotes so that you can control them. And they look really, really bright. They can light up a really large area, square foot in your yard. And you could use them inside too at Christmas time. They're just really handy to have something like this that you've got full control over the beautiful look of the light in here. And then IP66 water resistance is really nice to have for outdoor use. So I'm going to give this 2-pack of the Olafus brand 60-watt RGB floodlights a full 5-star rating. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to alert you new video uploads. And if you like this review, please hit the like button. I hope the information I presented helped you with your buying decisions. Thanks for watching.